What is going on, guys, and welcome into the video. So this video is going to be a bit different than my normal videos, but every other comment in here on social media, even in my group, revolves around the market getting worse, and the huge move down on Friday was just the beginning of the actual crash that really hasn't happened yet, but it's coming, guys. So was I wrong about the market and this is just the beginning of an epic all-time great meltdown? Well, let's address all of this and get you guys answers. And I just asked in exchange for you to gently tap that like button and consider subscribing too. It's super easy to do if you like the truth without the hype. Alright, so I'm going to throw a lot at you guys today that will seem kind of scattered and all over the place, but it is actually intended to illustrate the truth, so it will make sense in the end, so just kind of stick with me here, guys. You just got to see it all the way through. This is my best attempt to help as many of you out there as possible through all the noise that is only going to intensify as we move forward throughout the rest of this year. So just like 2 weeks ago or so, it may not even been that long ago, every other video on YouTube was the next 10x stock and other bullish type of stuff like that, as the market absolutely went on an incredible run from those June lows. It just kind of went to the moon basically, or it kind of seemed like that. Now, to be clear, I have no issues with being bullish. I am actually bullish long-term on stocks. But that doesn't apply to every stock, and we won't really know if it really is the start of another bull run until after we are well into that bull run, which maybe it is the start, and maybe it's not as much as I would like for it to be. Nobody knows, and I'm just not sure. But the overpriced, overhyped stocks they love to pump are always starting a bull run now every day for, seems like forever now. Every stock is a 10x play that week, and that hasn't been true ever in the stock market outside of 2020 and 1999 are the only two times I can think of where that was actually true in the stock market. Look at the actual facts with stocks. It is very rare to find a true 10x stock that actually sustains it over the long run. Another fact, valuations always matter and stocks return to their valuations over the long run. Some of these guys are clearly not doing any valuations on some of their picks. And some of their picks still need to fall just to be at fair value based on valuation, despite a 70% or 80% or sometimes an even bigger fall than that from where they were being pumped and when they hit those crazy all-time highs. Ignore that noise. That is how you end up with bad stocks that are down big and may never come back to those ridiculous hyped highs again. They might not even make just regular highs, much less those crazy highs. Now, yes, great stocks like PayPal and even a stock like Google and plenty of others are also beaten down big and keep falling, but there is a big difference between the hyped up trash that gets pushed and great companies like PayPal or Google. One group has a very small chance of ever coming back, and the other group of stocks are actually worth averaging down on and to continue to average down on if Wall Street wants to stay stupid, because they will be big winners in the future when valuations come back to normal. It is imperative you know the difference between those two. When the next bull run happens, some will be left in the dust wondering why their trash stock didn't 10x like some person said it would, and the rest of us will be sitting quite nicely with averages on great stocks we could have only dreamed of a year or two ago. But now, after everything was 10xing and going to the moon, all of a sudden, just 2 weeks later, the world is ending again, despite the fact that earnings season really has not been as bad as anticipated, and nothing has really changed since those June lows in the economy. I mean, if anything, conditions have actually improved just slightly. But I completely understand where you are coming from and why all this noise is so confusing. For many of you, this is your first actual crash scenario where you had significant sums of money on the line, or honestly, any money on the line if you're a new investor, so it's scary and feels like you have the wrong strategy because you are losing money, not making money buying the dip. So what the heck is this strategy when that buying the dip strategy doesn't work? What do you do when this happens? The truth is, during a correction or a crash scenario like we are in right now, I feel no need to change my strategy because I have the experience of going through some of the worst crashes in the history of the stock market and seeing firsthand in real life with real money what works, what doesn't, and I also get to enjoy the huge reward on the back end of it when you have the right strategy to begin with, and I also know firsthand how to lose a lot of money on the back end with the wrong strategy. My strategy was forged not in theory, not in a bunch of what ifs, not in a bunch of charts and graphs and indicators and all that sort of stuff like that, but in the reality of actually living through it and investing through it. I was ready before this latest downturn ever happened, and I'm excited every single red day of this downturn, and my group can back me up completely on that because a lot of them are exactly the same way. It's a party on red days in there, and green days are like funerals in the group. And don't forget, you can get access to 4 courses and all my buy alerts in real time, hundreds of exclusive videos, direct access to me anytime. We got live Q&As and a ton more in the Market Insiders private group, which I feel fairly confident that we have more content than any other group out there for the price that we offer it at. And there's actually something special getting really close to completion that will drop for those members in the coming weeks, and I might have actually put the discount code up a little bit early too for you guys out there. And that discount will expire shortly, so check out the pinned comment if you're interested. So here's a question I really want you to think about. When was the last time you heard Warren Buffett, Peter Lynch, or any of those legends predict a crash? Now sure, they have said markets are frothy or markets will not return as well in the future because it got so hot or whatever, but when did they say the mother of all crashes are coming or whatever the heck all the narratives are out there? The answer is never, and they have routinely made fortune again and again and again. Oh yeah, and those fortunes were made not buying when the market decides to turn around and get frothy. They made those fortunes by buying during those crashes, not timing the bottom, not waiting for confirmation, and not making crash predictions or macroeconomic predictions. They actually hate macroeconomists because they are routinely wrong about the stock market and the stocks that they pick. They made those fortunes by buying great companies at super discounted prices based on valuations during crashes, and then just being patient and buying more and being patient and buying more and kind of rinse and repeat. Those guys have seen more bull and bear markets than most ever will in their lifetimes and have used the same strategy for decades and made fortune after fortune, not by making short-term predictions, not by guessing the tops and selling and then buying the bottoms perfectly. Simply by buying and holding great companies bought at ridiculous prices when everyone else was busy getting in and out of stocks and following the noise of a crash or a depression or everything or going to the moon or Mars or whatever the heck the narrative is at the time. They didn't do it during those times. Having personally screwed this up every way possible during the dot-com crash, then completely changing strategies during the financial crisis, I know using that strategy holds true, and I find the noise very, very easy to ignore. I don't care what any of them say, good or bad or, to the moon or down to the depths and down to zero. I don't care. I also don't care if I lose money tomorrow or next week or for the next 6 months or for a year. And as a matter of fact, I expect to lose money on paper during those times because I cannot time the bottom, and I know that. Trust me guys, every time I buy something, it goes lower. It's just kind of the way it works. I also know I'm buying great stocks at great prices based on valuation that will pay off over the long run. I also know this downturn will be way shorter than the bull run that will eventually follow. Those are facts, guys, not opinions. That is a fact. Now, I have no clue as to when that will happen or any of the details about it or the timing. But the only thing I know that is a fact for sure is that it's useless for me to try to worry about it and try to guess when any of it will happen and then try to trade it. Stocks stay down for a year? I'm an excited guy. I get an entire year to buy great stocks at stupid low prices, and therefore I will have a far bigger position at a lower price than I should honestly have. Explain to me how that is bad over a 5-year time horizon. As a long-term investor, that is how you make fortunes the easy way, or you can follow the noise and attempt to do it the hard way. The choice is yours, my friend. So hopefully this was helpful. And if you don't know how to get a price target or how to do a valuation and want a step-by-step process for doing that, building wealth, and you want direct access to me and much more, remember to check out the pinned comment down below to become a member and at least look at everything you get. And click this video here for the stocks I'm still buying in this market, and click here for exactly what I'm doing to make huge money in this market. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.